Miss Smith, you're in class. All right, let me make sure attendance works this time around. She's early. Where is this? Miss Smith is here. Uh-oh. All right. So now I'm gonna put a clock of 10 minutes up to give students time to get here. Class is starting. So let me go down the list. Miss Archie is not present. Bergardo is not present. Let me resize this. There we go. Bergardo's not present. Khalees Bailey not present. I got a note on her. Claudia is not present. Angelina Bravo is not present. Michael Brown is not present. Brian Bustamante is not present. Christopher Clark is not present. David Curry is not present. Shamar Davis is not present. Shamar Davis is not present. Both of the Davises. Courtney Dixon is not present yet. Edward Dooling is not present. Chris Flores is not present. Goss is not present. Mr. Gray is not present yet. Autumn Hall is not present yet. Kennard is not present. Paris Hall is not present yet. Leah Mims is not present yet. Sherrod Perry. This is the right class, right? Yeah, fifth period. Sherrod Perry is in this class. I didn't even know that. Not present. Hector Sanchez not present. Royale Smith is present. Okay, she's present. I see her.
Do we have to have our camera on?
Yes, I was told by staff, and Mr. Rush is going to repeat that. We all should have our cameras on. Gray is now present. I got to go back and change that real quick. We're missing India Tyler, Mr. Stuckey. Valencia is not here yet. Oh, Mark Weber is not here yet. Davion Williams is not here yet.
Debbie, yeah, we just not here
Okay. All right, so another. All right, some students are coming in. Okay. Okay, and Mr. Rush arrived too. All right. So if we're not talking, please mute your microphones so we all can hear what's going on. I see Autumn's camera's on. Royale is on. Everybody, I'm gonna let Mr. Rush make the announcement in 7 minutes, and you're gonna understand why we have to have our cameras on. So let me go back. Some students just came in the room and make sure. Rush, if you're in the room, please just confirm that you can see certain people with their cameras on.
All right. So far, if I'm mistaken, one, two, three, four, five.
Shamar Davis.
Is it
Hey, do
five?
we got to keep our camera on?
What's up,
Yeah,
Tyler?
yeah, you do. Let me see. One, two, three, four. It's five, six students in here, right? Tyler, if I'm correct, right? Six.
Yeah, it's about six. We got Adam, Autumn, Courtney. It's a little bit more than six, isn't it? Adam, Autumn, Courtney, Jarrell, Miss Smith, and Mr. Davis are in the room currently. So
All
that's how
right.
many we got. I just need you to go around and see if the cameras are on and stay on. And you can make your announcement in 6 minutes. So everybody should be getting your screen ready, like mine's is, to start class. You want to make sure you have one part of your screen set up. If you're not talking, please mute your microphone because I'm hearing background. So you resize the screen by grabbing the edge and just resizing it like I did. You want to have on one screen your EDSB, on another screen you want to start a fresh Google Doc. So you make sure you log into your Gmail account, go to Docs, and you'll establish a document.
I don't got my Gmail account. I got like another account, so
You got a Gmail at all?
Yes, but it's not the school, so I just made it.
Yeah, okay. Long as it's where you're gonna go for your quizzes to get your notes. So you log into that so you can use Google Docs.
Okay, I got you, man.
No problem.
Go to Google Docs right now, right?
Yes, you got to set it up the way I have it set up on my screen. Same way.
All right, man.
We'll start in how many minutes? In 5 more minutes after Mr. Rush explains what's happening. Who else came in this room? Because I got to redo attendance now. Edward's here. I see that. Edward, you got to turn on your camera and leave it on, sir. Shamar's here. Let me go back to attendance. So while the timer's going, Sherrod Perry just arrived. While the timer's going,
hey, Sherrod, Edward, everybody turn your camera on and leave it on for the whole class.
Is Claudia here? No. Okay. Bravo is not here. Just doing a check again. Michael Brown's not here. Bustamante is not here. Clark is not here. Mr. Curry, I don't see him in the list. Jamar Davis, I do not see him. I see Shamar. Courtney's here. Edward's here. Chris Flores is not here. Mr. Gray is here. Autumn's here. We're missing Paris Hall. Miss Kennard. Did Aaliyah come in? I don't see her at all in this list.
I don't see it either.
Okay, so Aaliyah's absent. Perry's here. Hector Sanchez is absent. Miss Smith is present. Stuckey is absent. India Tyler is absent. Mr. Valencia, is he in the list? Nope. All right. Mark Weber. Nope.
Hey, Mr. Tyler.
Yes.
One of your students just told me they dropped out. They're not coming to school.
I have nothing to do with that. They're gonna have to figure that out with academics. I'm only gonna look at my list and go from there. Thanks for the update, though. Davion Williams not here. Okay, so I get all that. So the attendance is working. We got it fixed. Great job, Ortiz. We gotta go back. I gotta go back and do the rest of the attendance over. It's saved to Office, so now we know who we got to contact. All right, 3 minutes. You should be setting up your screens like me. You should have on one screen your Google Doc ready to start. Name your document. Do now. That's what we've been doing every day. You're also gonna put the date right there so you can find it in your Google Docs later on when you need it for quizzes on Friday. And yes, we have quizzes every Friday. You want to get to this point where you have your EDSB going and the problem for today is listed in EDSB in the class. Somebody else is coming in the room. Leah Mims, she made it before the buzzer. She's about to be marked late. Okay, so we gotta go to Mims and mark her present. Yeah, start a class. Because I gave him a grace period. Come on, EDSB, work with me. Save. All right. Please mute your microphone if we're not answering questions because I'm hearing TVs in the background and stuff. Or is that Rush doing that?
Oh, wait. Oh, I ain't even hear that. I'm sorry. Let me
I can hear what you're watching. It's all good. So in 2 minutes, Mr. Rush is going to explain to you how the class has got to go or how it's going to function from here on out. I should see all screens on. Thank you, Edward. Thank you, Courtney. Smith. I see Hall. Davis. Okay. Make sure your camera stays on.
Mr. Tyler.
Yes.
I was on yesterday, but the computer turned off on me yesterday, so I was charging it. I was gonna turn on your class. I just barely started yesterday.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work with the staff and make sure we get you back on track, Adam. All things you need, including this class, will be in the library. So
Okay,
if you miss the class, just check it out and try to do the same thing I did in the video. David Curry is arriving.
Yes, sir.
No, I'm saying that was all I said, sir.
Yeah, you good?
Okay, so who else is in here now? We got a minute before we start, everybody.
Hey, Tyler, how is it? Is it possible you can see everybody on? Because
you click from student to student and you hit the little thumbtack and you can check their screen if that helps you. But I'll show you later how to install a extension called Tiles. Unless you see, I'm seeing 6 screens on my screen now. So I got to help you get that installed on there. So let me go back because somebody else came in here. I want to get lost. Curry came in. Who else? That was it. It was Curry. Okay, so let me put him in. We got a minute left before we're gonna get started on our norms. But before that, as soon as that clock expires, Rush, you can start like making sure they understand the new culture of technology we gotta do. Curry's here. Okay. Okay. All right. All right, Mr. Curry made it. Listen, Claudia. Okay, so I think we got a good number of people here to get some things done. All right. All right. 9, 8. Hey, I should be presenting to you all. Okay. So, Mr. Rush, can you let us know what we got to do from here on out?
All right. Hold on, excuse me.
Mr. Tyler, can I go to the bathroom real quick? I'm finna exit your whatchamacallit real quick.
Hey, what I'm about to say ain't gonna take long at all. Hold on, give me a couple seconds on them. So basically the new policy is they want everybody through the whole duration of the classroom period to have your cameras on, as well as the well, not the mics, only when you spoken to, you can unmute yourself. But as far as they need the video, because it's a lot of things going on where people are getting on other people's stuff and it's really not them, and they cutting up, they curse and they doing this and doing that. It's not everybody's fault, but they just want to make sure that they can hold whoever accountable, whatever the name comes up. They want to make sure is that really that person, so they can hold them accountable. But if it's no video and somebody's acting crazy, you can't prove that it was that person. So so CPS require now that everybody have their video on. We're gonna give you 2 minutes when class start, and they say turn your video on 2 minutes. If you don't turn it on, you basically getting kicked out of class for the day, and that's a F, whatever like that. So that's what it is now. So it's mandatory. Every class you gotta have your video on. So if y'all gotta get a haircut, brush your hair, look nice, whatever y'all want to do, why y'all didn't want to show y'all face, just start doing that now, because y'all don't have to show y'all face now.
All right. Well, I hear you, Leah, but you gotta get it fixed. I'm gonna give you about at least 5 minutes to fix that. All right. So, but we need your cameras on because we got people trying to cheat.
Yeah, so I got a question.
Who's
Girl,
that?
go sit down. Go sit down.
That must be Courtney.
I got a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I do got a question. So, if somebody camera just don't work, don't work at all, just don't work, it don't come on. You study clicking and you study clicking, and it's not coming on.
All right, before you even answer, I already got your answer. I mean, listen, before you ask, listen. So that's what you contact Irvin to get a new laptop, whatever you need. See what I'm saying? So we got the technology, so they ain't trying here. None of them excuses.
I still need a laptop.
Yeah, okay.
All right, well, it's all there. All contact
When I just
Irvin
called
got you.
they were just telling me they ain't even had no laptop. So what's really going on?
Oh no. Contact Irvin. You know how to contact Irvin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just contact Irvin. He got you.
So we gotta keep our camera on all time.
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all doing it.
Listen,
Well, I think when we click over to our dock, it automatically go off. I think.
Right. So y'all might as well just, because that's doing too much. That's extra. Just keeping our camera on.
I'm sorry, you guys are all former CPS students, most of you, and that's the policy. And especially when we have other people's, children on the line, we have to make sure your camera's on and there's not any funny business going on. Because we've been seeing students logging under other accounts, and it's got to stop. So this is what's happened. There's a few people that made it bad for us all. So we got to rock with it, y'all. I'm so sorry. But if somebody else just came in the room, and then we got to get started on this problem, so I can try to get you guys out of here early and you can have a good evening. Get to the assignment for today, and it's named Jamming with Rock Hero, right? So let me make sure the screen is showing. I got all cameras on my face, so I know I can see when cameras go off. So just keep it on, because if you don't, that's Mr. Martin. I'm gonna go back and put him in the system correctly at this time. I'm going to watch the video. But all right, you should be typing up what I type up, and if you can't, you have to go back and check out the video and do exactly as I've done. DOS me. Don't know what you mean, but let's begin our header. And you should see what I'm doing, but you should be typing your name there, right? So let me blow this up so you can see exactly where I'm at on the screen. And if you're following along, this assignment is not hard. So we're going to put today's date. That's the 16th of this month, 2020.
Hey, Mr. Todd.
And before I get too far, we didn't do the norms. Go ahead. Who's that question?
This is David. I want to ask, can you send me your email so I can share my document with you?
No, you have to submit that in ESB. We don't do emails. All right. So you got right. So I'll show you how later on, before we're through the problem, how you just click on the assignment, and then you put the assignment inside of ESB there. Well, we got to do the norm. So let me go back to that because I almost forgot about it. Here we go. So we're gonna popcorn this out. I'm calling you from what I see on the screen in the list, and you just have to read what I'm telling you to read, that number, okay? So let me get my list going. First in the list is Aaliyah Mims. Can you read number 1?
Hello, Miss Tyler. Why you always gotta tell me to go first? Why nobody can't go
That's
first?
the way Google has it set up, Aaliyah. If you could please just read, dear. I didn't do that.
No one has the right to hurt another person.
Right. Okay, so if your mic is broken, Perry, you're gonna have no points for the participation. So I hear what y'all saying. Mic broken, no excuse. It's gonna hurt your points. So Adam Bagardo, I need you to read number 2. Can you see the screen? You're muted, sir. You're muted.
Education and the classroom are sacred.
Loud and clear. Thank you. Number 3. Who's next on my list? Autumn Hall. Are you there, Autumn?
We will never behave in a way that will discredit ourselves, our school, or our family.
Excellent, Autumn. Thank you. Courtney, can you read number 4? You gotta unmute yourself, Mr. Dixon.
And Shell Academy of Southwest students always a lady or a gentleman.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Curry, can you read number 5 on the screen?
We take pride in Shell Academy of Southwest.
Thank you, sir. Number 1, coming down the list, Edward, can you read number 1 from the academic norms?
We respect the opinions of others.
Thank you. Mr. Jamar Davis, can you read number 2? Courtney, mute yourself so I can hear everybody else. Jamar Davis, are you there?
Don't show me.
You hear me?
No, look at it.
Can you read number 2?
We respect the culture of the classroom.
Okay, I was just checking. Gray, are you there? Can you read number 3?
We are attentive and participate.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Martin, can you read number 4?
We have high expectations of ourselves, our peers, and our teachers.
Thank you. Ms. Smith, can you finish us off with number 5?
We are here to focus on preparing ourselves for post-secondary. I don't have to say that word.
Secondary endeavors. Okay. All right. So that's the whole list. Let's get into the problem, right? Want to make sure we got the culture set, and that's participation points for those who have participated. Now, let's go back to this ESB, right? Our next participation point moment is going to come when we got to talk about what the question is. So for the sake of time, because we kind of cut a little time in explaining how the cameras have to work and the microphones and stuff. What do we have? We have period 5 for the very last period. And you are intro to engineering students, okay? Now I'm gonna come down, and the title for today is what? Well, if you come here, I said it a few times, it's Jamming with Rock Hero. Are you there? Can you read number 3? Okay, Rush, I can hear you. So this is not what I wanted. I wanted put Jamming with Rock Hero is the title of today's Do Now. In the center. And
Hey,
Hey, Miss Tyler, it's a way you can tell me how I can put my thing down up, my Google Doc, like on the side of the screen or something, so I wouldn't have to like switch. I have to switch it.
So you talking about like this?
Yeah.
So okay, give
Yeah,
me
I
a
be putting my
second.
screen like that too.
So let me take a second and show you that again, okay? So here we go. If I basically blow this screen up here and I have it like the regular size, right? What I want to do is come to this area. Mute yourself for a second, Jamar. I hear music and stuff.
I'm my bad.
It's cool. It's cool. All right, I just couldn't hear too well. So you start off with this screen. You might have multiple tabs, but if you see any gray area in here, guys, and you double click on it, if you have a mouse, it really helps. It'll resize to something else. And once it does, you can just come to the sides of the browser and click and drag to resize it. You can come from the side, you can come from the top. You can also go to the corner, and if you come to the very edge, you see how my mouse turns into a double arrow. You can click and drag it and resize it that way as well. So you're probably like, all right, well, how do I get another screen over there? Just open a tab and drag the tab over. It will move with you as long as you're dragging it. And it'll take the space of this, and you can resize it to the point where you grab again from the top, or you drag it from the sides. Okay. So I hope that helped you guys get ready to size up your screens so we can do the problem. All right. Did that help? That's all you guys got to do. If you got a mouse like me, it's really easy. If you're doing it on touchpad, you're going to have to click with one finger and drag with the other, and it's going to be a little bit of a headache. So, just try to invest in a mouse, I guess.
Yeah, that might make down.
Okay. So let's get started on the problem. We got the title, we got our header, and we got the name of the document, right? The next thing is we need the problem. So this is an opportunity point. I'm going to put 30 seconds up, but I'm going to put in the chat what I want you to read. The first person that wants to read it has to put me in the chat. Type in the chat. I don't need you all screaming at once, me, and I don't know who said it first. So we got to type that in the chat so you'll know. Let me open up the chat.
They cameras on. They can do it raising hand.
Okay. Well, we can't raise a hand in here because we had that feature. It's not Zoom. But type me in the chat if you want to read it first. So 30 seconds. Let's see who goes first to do it. Mr. Martin called it, everybody. Aaliyah was going to be next. I'm sorry, Courtney. They called.
No, it was me. Go about your thing. I'll put it first.
No, I'm looking at Martin. Look at the chat.
I'm saying go up to him.
Mr. Tyler, Courtney did put me first before Martin.
Where? Oh, way before it. I'm sorry, Courtney. You're right. I'm sorry. Okay. I had to scroll up. Okay, so go ahead and read, Courtney.
As you and your friends prepare to play Rock Hero, you push on the drum set to slide it into position. You exert a horizontal force of what does it? I can't read it. It's too blurry.
It's on your screen though. In your chat.
Oh, my fault. Hold on. It's saying as you and your friends prepare to play Rock Hero and you push on the drum set to slide it into position, you exert a horizontal force of F equals 42 newtons. Kinetic friction opposes the motion with a force of F equals 22 newtons, and you slide the drums in distance of D equals 1.8 meters. The weight of the drum set is mass times gravity equals 54 newtons. What is the total work done on the drums?
Okay, thank you. Now I'm gonna, because it's 303 and it's a lot of steps, so we gotta like create some images and talk about 3 types of work. So Courtney got 15 points for reading that. Let me make a note of that. And basically now we're gonna put that problem. So copy it from the chat, the problem, to your Google Doc. I'm starting you off so you can get your document ready to do the work. So I copied this from the chat area, and I'm pasting it now. Does everybody see it? I put it in my document this way. I need you to take a moment and do the same. Okay. Now let me look at my list. Who was second up? It was Valencia. Please mute yourself for a moment, whoever that is. Is Mr. Martin here? Because he was second up to get the participation point. I don't see him in the list. I hope he comes back. All right, so I'm gonna come back to him. Let's see. This next person that caught it when they said me was Courtney. No, it was Aaliyah after Mr. Martin. So Leah, I need you to read the second problem, which is your asynchronous or homework problem you guys have. So you're going to go to Edsby to get it. And there's one other thing we didn't do. I have to have one more person. I think that's why I'm going to come back to Martin if he comes back, or Courtney, or whomever wants to read it. So here's the second question that's due, and you'll notice it's identical. So Leah, can you read that second question? And then when you get done, tell me what was different from the first question.
Okay, hold on. As you and your friend prepare to play Rock Hero, you push on a drum set and slide into the position. How you say that?
Horizontal. You exert a horizontal force. Go ahead.
You exert a horizontal force of F of X. I mean, hold wait, you said F. I meant to say 32 newtons kinetic. How you say that F word?
Friction.
Frictions.
Opposes. Keep
Obsesses
going.
in the motions with the force of F equals 29 newtons, and you slide the drum to the distance of D equals 4.2 meters. The weight of the drum set is mass gravity and 67 newtons. What is the total work done on the drums?
Very good. Okay. So can you tell me, Aaliyah, real quickly, what was different from problem one and problem two? They should both be in the chat. Anybody, like, tell me what's so different about these problems. When we do it, I want you to go home and knock out the second one because I showed you how to do the first one. What's different about these two problems? You see it or no? No? I am home. Okay, Barry. I'm not sure what you mean by that. You should be at home. So the only thing changes, guys, because I was trying to wait. What happened?
Tomorrow you should be at home.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I don't know. So basically, the only things that changed was the numbers. So when we do this assignment, you're going to go back and do the second part or the homework problem the same way. You're just going to use different values. I hope you understand that because I don't want y'all losing credit for not finishing the second problem off. Didn't make it hard. You just got to do a little work on it. So let's go through this, right? We got our problem. You want to take that same problem, and like I have here, put that in your Google Doc too, so you don't forget about it. Okay. So you should have two problems in your Google Doc by now. And now we're going to go into creating what is known as the different images for work that's positive, work that's zero, and work that's negative. So you can do work where you get no type of energy. You can do work where you get zero energy. You get some work where it's positive or just negative. It's against it. You got that with friction a little bit. So let me go through some notes with you. You want to start here and like right after your first problem, make a little space, and we're going to create some drawings of what happens in each work situation. So you click on insert if you're in Google Docs, and you come down to where it says drawing, right? After you come to drawing, you click on new. So you give it a second, it should have a screen like this up where you guys can follow along. We're going to make 3 types of drawings, all right? So in order to do that, we're going to click on this here. If you click on pointer, you can select.
Hey, Miss.
Go ahead.
How you get that to pop up on the Apple computer? I don't know how to do all that.
It's a Google Doc, so it's the same way.
All right, show me how to do it one more time.
Okay, so you go to insert. If you're in your Google Docs, like I was talking about, come down to
drawing.
Okay. New.
All right, all right.
There you go. There you go. Cool. So now you want to click, you're going to be on pointer, but that doesn't start a line. You're just selecting things, right? But if you click on this here, line, and then come down, you'll see your cursor turns to a plus sign. I want you to use that to draw what I'm drawing. So the first line I'm making is what happens when you have positive work. All right. So you make a flat line, a horizontal. And our vertical, if you click again, you'll start with a new one, but start right at the corner here and draw a line that makes about 45 degrees. Okay. So at the end, if I click back on arrow, this is what I have. This is our first form of power. And this is about 45. Now you're going to have some notes with that. And the notes, if you want to make a note like I'm doing, you're going to click text box open it up, and you're going to type in what I type in. Now, I'm going to put what I typed into the chat, but you got to put it into each of your drawings. So the first one is going to be 90 degrees, right? And it's, let me type it in the chat for you real quick so you can see it. And I'm going to type it in the box too. So it's going to be negative 90, right? Space. And then it's going to be also, what do we got here? Less than the angle that you're given, theta, less than the angle of 90 degrees. So degrees go here too. And I'm gonna put this in the chat. This is known as your positive work. Scroll that out. This is positive work. Okay. So that's that one. We're gonna make another one because we have 3 types of power we have to draw. Next one is going to be you make a line. So I'm gonna make a horizontal again. I can start with the boxes because it helps keep you aligned when you're drawing these things. Okay, it's kind of like a grid thing. And if you made the line to up or down, click on the arrow, and if you want to angle it, when you click on that arrow, the pointer, you can adjust how far up or down this line goes to make it clean. Okay, so now we're at a point where one second. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know if you've seen it, but I just put another line there. This is your 90 degree, right? So I just drew a line to line, and this is 90 degrees. Now I'm going to type in a text box because I want to label what that is. And if I come here, I'm going to type in it again. Now you should just be working on the shapes, but in the chat, I'm going to put each text box in there so you can make sure they're lined up with each of your drawings. So theta, that's the angle, is equal to plus or minus, it's 90 degrees, right? So that is called our what? This is our zero work here. And yes, do I got to do all that? Do I got to type all that? Yes, you do. Because if you was in class following along, by the time you're ready to submit it all, it's easy on you. So this is our form of 90 degrees or zero work. We got one more, guys, and then we're going to get into the problem. These are just your notes to understand what's happening. We're going to make another line. So I click on line, and you got to have these drawings in there. You have a situation where you have a line here, which is a horizontal, a base horizontal. You drag that over. And I am going to make one more line connected to it, but this time it's going to be way past 90 degrees. So it's going to look like that. Okay. And we got to do one more text box to say what it is. And in this case, it's going to be 90 degrees. It's got to be less than. This is the angle in between where it can be, so it can be considered negative work. And then at least less than 270 degrees. Okay. So what is this one called? I told you already, this is our negative work. And work in these cases are joules. Okay. So you should have all these drawn out to at least be able to put it in the text boxes. In the text boxes, I'm gonna go one by one and put it in the chat. I want you to put the notes I'm giving you in the chat. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna take this one and put it over here in the chat for you guys so you can put it in your text boxes. You should have been doing everything I've been doing. You said, how do I get them words on a screen? I don't understand question that word. What do you mean, what words? So that's the first one I put in there. If you want to put words on the screen, you click on the text box option inside of your drawing. And that's the second form of work you put in your text box. And the text box is this. Okay. You click on that, you make a nice little box, you type inside of it. I don't know if this was answering his question or not. The next one is negative work. I'm putting that in the chat so you know exactly what should be in the chat. I'm sorry, in your text boxes for each of these images. Now, I'm going to do this slowly. To make this image, everything I've done, go back to my Google Doc. I come up here to save and continue. So when I do that, look what happens, everybody. Okay, so I got a nice little image. If I click right on it, I can move it around. But this is everything I want you to have. And you can resize it so it's not taking up your whole page. Just click the edges like we did our screens. And that's pretty much what you should have so we can continue working. All right. Now I'm going to move this down so I'm going to clean it up, though. I only clicked on word wrap to make it move easily. So if you're worried about that, just select it. You get a box around it, your new image you created, and you click on word wrap, and it'll let you move it around everywhere, and the words will move around it. Okay, so let's keep it clean like this. And then stretch it out a little bit so we can see everything. There we go. So you have that part. The next part is the notes, and those are important notes that you got to have with your document. I hope you have this when you turn in your report, because it shows what type of works you need to make this system function. All right, where are we at? We got to go back to the problem, right? So the problem up here, we talked about the works, but it has some equations we need. Now those equations are going to look like pretty much this. And I'll put this in the chat so you can get it, because it's 3:15 and we haven't even got to the calculation part. So here are some notes on how to get work by itself. And I'm gonna put it in here and explain it, but you should be taking it from the Google Doc and from the Google Meet chat and putting it into your document. So when we go through calculating stuff, you understand where Title's getting these numbers from. So here are some calculations you need to be familiar with in terms of work total. Now let me explain why we need these, and you got to have these into your Google Doc as well. You can copy and paste it, but some of them you have to make lowercase. And I'm gonna show you what I mean on my screen. So on my screen, I need to have you guys type it up just like this. Okay, let's go slowly as to what happened. Now in the problem, it asks for work total. Okay, I gave you in the chat the work total equation. All right, I typed it up for you previously, so I'm just going to give it to you so you're not like slow down and all this. I can give you all the notes, and you can copy paste that. But the steps to do the calculation, you have to type that up with me one by one. The other part you need is to understand that the work total is comprised of the weight of the drum set, the normal force of the drum set, the applied force, that's when you're pushing on the drum set and making it move across the floor, and a friction that the floor creates as it's being pushed across the floor. So you come down here. After you do that, this is the part where we understand which are positive and negative forces. So I'm going to add one line of code here that explains that, which I think is important to understand what's happening. So again, how did I get 0 joules? Well, let's understand something. Normal force is considered, if I come up, as this here, this 0 force, because this is the force coming off the floor, and then the force that goes down by weight, those are both considered the 0 work ones, right? Like we drew in this diagram. So this is right here, the normal force, that's 0 work. I want you to understand that. The next part is, why is this 0 work? Well, that's the weight force, and weight is going to draw everything downward. So instead of 90 degrees, you're going to have negative 90 degrees, and this is your 0 work portion. That's why it became 0 joules. The other portion is your positive work. Now this is a force being pushed in this direction towards the horizontal. Remember, negative 90, less than that negative 90, and in between 90 degrees. That's from here to here. So with that said, that is positive work. Change this one. Lastly, you have something called negative work, right? And negative work comes in the form of understanding that you have friction. So let's go up. And that is going to be here where you have something going opposite of where your drum set is. So this is considered your negative work. right? So let me change that and put negative. It was positive work that goes there. And this last one is negative work. Okay. So put this in the chat because that's something you got to add to your notes. And then when we go through, we're going to calculate basically everything that's there after it's not considered to be work. If it's zero work, it's going to go away, right? So, hold on, I got a question. Sherrod said positive work. Oh, plus work. Yeah, I guess that I just see what he did. I guess you're right. But make sure you have this part that I put in the chat in your notes, okay? So let's get the problem over with. I'm going to come down here. Remember, it becomes 0 joules. And then both of these, since there's joules, you're going to cross them out. Now, if you're like, how do I cross it out? Because you see, you got to do that in the next step. The 0 joules go away, each of them. And to cross things out, you just highlight it. Oh, Jamar left. He's going to be like, I don't know what to do. I hope he's coming back. You can strike it out. Like I'm going to unstrike this. And the 0 joules, I'm just going to strike it out because I just want you to know how to do strikeout. They look like that. So I put these notes in your chat already. You just got to put them in and edit it the same way I did. Okay, thought I was helping you. The final calculation, this is the other thing, is going to require a negative frictional force at the end because this is your negative force. So let me change this up a little bit. That's negative there. And if that helps you, that's negative there. Because remember, that's frictional force. But if you didn't know that, you could always just put it in your known values as what friction is in the question. So let me get started on it because it's 3:20. We got 3:40. I want to knock this out in 10 minutes so you guys at least have time to enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you for keeping your cameras on, those I can still see. Now, we need our known values, right? And we need to bring this to the side. And we need our unknown values. Now, basically, all I'm saying is you need to find the values that the problem gave you. You got to find the values that the problem is asking you for. In this case, it's work total. That's why I gave you all of these notes on how to calculate it, everyone. So you see right here in the question, it says, because people are like, where'd you get that from? I'm just following the question. Work total. What is the work total done on the drum set? So I'm going to say my work total is going to go here in the unknown section, but what are my known values? One is the force, the horizontal force here in the problem. That's 42 newtons, everyone. So we're going to take that 42 newtons and we're going to say F equals, come down to my known values. F equals, oh, I don't want you to do that. There we go. F, I'm going to suppress something else, equals, or I should say force, right? Equals, this is the exerted force, I think it was 42 newtons. Next, we have, what else did the problem give us? We have a frictional force, is the kinetic friction that opposes that force of the drum set. And that's going to be this lowercase f for frictional force of 22 newtons. Let me come here. That there is too small, but I'll fix it. And this is known as, let me just blow it up some, your frictional friction force. Thank you, Google, and that was 22 newtons. Courtney's left the meeting. They be trying to leave early. You can't leave early. I didn't get all the problem done. Okay, so that's your frictional force. I think you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm not sure. Let me check again. Yeah, they can see it. Okay, so turn off my tiles. Yeah. And now we gotta go up and see what else the problem gave us. They gave us, let's see here, mass and gravity. And he also gave us distance. So the distance is, let me just take this here, at 1.8 meters. Come down to my known values. That's that. And then what else am I given? I'm given, what did I say? The mass times the gravity, right? And that was basically 54 newtons. Right here. I'm taking it straight from the problem, guys. Autumn left. Uh-oh. They all had, these people that are leaving will have to check the video out later to come back to the notes. So make this all the same size. There we go. And now we have an unknown value, and that was our work total. Now to make work total look the way I did, pay attention. You're going to type work, You come over, and our known unknowns, this is what the question is asking us, and then total. The reason I wrote it that way is because I want to highlight total, come to format, and make it look like it should mathematically. So text and subscript. I press over one with my arrow key, come over equal, not equal, but turn the subscript off because it's still on. And equals some number we're going to calculate in terms of joules. Okay. Okay, cool. So we're good on that. Now let's put everything into the mix as far as how to calculate this. So if I come here, this is the equation, right? All I did is I crossed out the joules. I took out the forces that were 0 from what we understood. This is positive force. This is negative force. And I put some minus signs in there because remember, it's minus work, positive work, 0 work. And we got that from looking at our diagrams that we made. All right, so Autumn Hall left again. She must have came back, and I hope she's not having issues. So I'm going to take this equation from here. We're almost finished with this, everyone. And I'm going to put it right here after our known values, right? So let me bring this over. And now I'm just going to plug in the values. So I'm going to say, hey, it's work total. I'm writing it again because I'm about to put the numbers in, so don't get confused. These are steps. So we put the equation we found here. We're going to work on it. And now we're going to take all of our values we need and put them into this equation. So somebody got a question? No? Okay. So force times distance, right? Come to my known values. And what was my force? Well, we said the force was right above 42 newtons. So that's the force here. It'll be 42 newtons. And then the distance is this 1.8 meters, right? Put that here inside of this equation. Next, we have a friction force, right? And that's above. That's that 22 newtons. And what do we have for the distance? The same 1.8 meters. Okay. So not hard. I'm just taking what we set up and plugging it into the the calculations for what we need to do. Make that 14 so it's visible. Okay. So let's finish up. We got to now combine it. How to do superscript at the bottom, Perry? Okay. You come first, you got to highlight what you want to superscript. So say it's work total, right? I'm come here and I'm gonna highlight it. David Curry has left the meeting. Okay, so this is gonna mess with attendance, y'all. They're gonna stay the whole period because that's what CPS is saying. So please get back in here and stay the whole time. Now highlight it, Perry, and then I come to format, go to text, and you see here subscript, right? You click on that and it will make it go down like as if it's a mathematical subscript. To raise it to an exponent, he came back, thank goodness, because I was going to change screens and look at attendance. To change it to an exponent, you do superscript. And that's when you have like a power of 2 or a power of 3 and you have it attached to something or a square. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. But the next step is I want to talk about how does this equation get simplified? Well, some things will cancel out and make some things new. So if you look at this, meters will cancel with newtons, and what pops out is joules, right? So I'm going to write joules here, because that's what gets created when you take care of meters. And the meters here, they strike out. And the meters here, they strike out too, along with the newtons in both categories. Another form of joules pops up. But these newtons, they strike out because now all that's left is when they go together, they become joules. So we're going to cross those out, cross these out. Just going through all the steps so you know how to do it tonight on your asynchronous problem. And then you'll also know if you did good notes how to do it for the quiz. Because all I do, y'all, is change the numbers on you. Joules goes here. Okay, cool. So I'm going to rewrite this, and then we're going to calculate it, and we're done for today, really. So hold on. Big down one. And you have to have all these steps because it showed you went through the math with me. We're going to delete this. That's gone. We struck it out. And we're going to leave that multiplication sign and leave that there. So now it's joules there. And the same thing for this. And likewise here. Okay. So now we got a new calculation we can put into Symbolab and finish this problem off. So it's work total. I'm gonna do it one more time so you see it. And I can just do this, highlight the total and subscript it because I want it to look like it's mathematical. Okay, there we go. And turn that subscript off. Make sure you turn off features when you're done with them because they'll keep going and you'll be like, what's wrong with it? You didn't turn it off. So our new calculation is just 42.81. Let's open up Symbolab real quick and get this problem done. So SYM, I'm gonna put it in the chat in case you don't have Symbolab. And this is what I'm using to calculate this final answer. So I'm gonna come over here and grab this and put this in your chat. What's the shortcut? You got to go and see, go to the format period and see what the shortcuts are. If you click on it, format, go to text. It's a great question because I use a lot of shortcuts when I type. That's how I get through this document so fast with y'all. So you might want to do what Perry's doing, learn the shortcuts. So for bold is Control B, strike through is Alt Shift 5. Superscript, you hold Control and press plus. Subscript, you hold Control. Oh, yeah, you hold Control, press plus, and then it's like comma, and then one's dot. So you can look at it up if you want to. But let's knock this problem out so we can get out of here now. It's already 3:30, and I'm trying to let you guys go. Symbolab is what you should have to calculate the final answer. You're going to need that when you're doing the asynchronous problem the same way. So what does that become? I'm going to type it in here so we can get it out the way. 42. I got to put it in parentheses too, by the way. So I'm going to put parentheses 42, so it calculates everything. And that's multiplied by 1.8, right? And then what I want to do is I want to come over one with my arrow key on my keyboard, press minus parentheses 22 multiplied by 1.8. Please get in the habit of using Symbolab or using Google to calculate these because this is what you're going to have access to on the quiz day. Now this tells me that the final answer is 36. And with 36 what? What would you say, Tyler? 36 what? That's 36 joules. All right. That is the final answer. I'm going to take a quick look at the cameras to make sure everybody's on and they're present. And if everything's satisfactory, we will conclude for today. Do keep in mind that this second problem here that should be in your Google Doc along with what we did has to be turned in today as well at 8 p.m. All of this. You're going to download it as a PDF. You come to File. Just to show you guys this, make sure you download it as a PDF. Once you download it as a PDF, you're going to see it come down here into the queuing session. And you want to make sure it's loaded as a PDF. You come back to Edsby. And again, this video will be available later. Come back to Edsby and you go to the assignment. What is it? Rock Hero, Jamming with Rock Hero. And you click on that, guys. And you can find this from your assessment screen of my classwork. You're going to look for the icon that looks like this. It says Browse for Computer. You browse your computer, you find the document you loaded, which is your PDF. You put it in there, hit submit, and I'll see it in my grade book as on time, if done before 8. All right, so let me check these screens and see who is still doing what we asked. All right, we got some screens on. Good. I see Perry. I see Adam is not even there. Adam, what in the world?
Hey, mine be turning off from my phone screen.
Adam, I need you to change your camera, man. You got some weird stuff going. I see Smith. I see Davis. Dueling. Yeah, thank you, Adam. You guys.
Hey, my bad, sir. I'm cleaning up my room, dog.
It's all right. It's all right, man. You fixed it. All right. So Gracie Gray. I'm just going through the list. Who else I got here? Shamar already got. Let me go down the list and check. Autumn's good. Edward, where's your screen? I'm missing. I got Perry already. Everybody that I called already is free to go, except for I don't see Perry. Well, I see Perry. Perry, you can go. Edward, where are you at on your screen? Aaliyah, there she is. Curry, there he is.
I got my screen on.
I see you now, Edward. You have a great day. Turn this in by 8, y'all. All right, Davis, you're good. Dueling, you can go. Bagardo, you're good. You gone for the day, man. Sealer Smith. See you later, Davis. Autumn.
You said I can leave for the day?
You're done for the day. Y'all just get that stuff turned in by 8.
See you later, Travis. Have a nice day.
All right, you too. 8 p.m.
Hey, we can log out right now, sir?
That's it, dude. Just turn in the work before 8 tonight. Review
what
the
work?
video. The what we just typed up, Smith. What you mean?
All right,
Oh.
Okay. You said I'm straight. Who is that, Perry? Yeah, Perry, you're straight as long as you turn that stuff in by 8, dude. I'll see you later. right, who's still here? I got Aaliyah still here. I got
I can leave now, Mr. Tyler.
Aaliyah, you
No, you hostage.
What he say?
I said no, you hostage.
All right, Aaliyah, make sure you turn into work tonight, dear. I'm not trying to see you fail.
All
I'll
right.
see you later. Okay, that leaves Perry still here.
Perry, you all right?
He's not responding.
Probably. Unmute your mic just in case you forgot. And unless you just never was in front of the thing in the first place.
Okay, so I'm just gonna wait a second. We got a recruitment meeting, I think.
Uh-huh.
I just found out from Lane. Let me stop this recording. I'm gonna have to end the meeting a little earlier though. I'm end this early. Perry